Hey everybody, this is David coming to you today from outside of Doha, Qatar. We're actually out doing what's called dune bashing today. So they are deflating the tires of our Toyota, and we are going to be going over some of those dunes and actually some bigger ones a little bit later. So if you don't hear from me again, you'll know that something bad happened. All right? So let's do, today, let's do Lesson 3 review and Lesson 4 preview. So Lesson 3 in the discussion board this week, you looked at Spear's 10 servant leadership characteristics. And I'd ask you to rank your top 5 doing that. Again, I know that's a difficult task because all 10 of them are pretty rich in what they do. But what I wanted you to do is take a look at my comments in the discussion boards and the grade books this week. Because what I do is I list mine in there. It doesn't make mine right and yours wrong, but I really wanted to focus on those servant leadership characteristics that were foundational versus ones that are building blocks. So before you get started, you have to be foundational versus building block, okay? And so that was the first discussion board. The assignment this week talked about, let me turn around here a second because you're going to see some really cool stuff. Hang on.
There will be one rope. It's without 3 ropes.
Pretty cool. They're trying to get me to get on one of those too. Don't know that I'm going to do that. The assignment this week talked where Colleen Baird had a conversation with Ken Blanchard in the book Lead with Love. And what I asked you to do was to apply her principles of servant leadership that you found. And my hope is that you began to look at some of those on how servant leadership characteristics can and will be applied in large companies. And so you were introduced to a concept called the triple bottom line. You see that a lot today, where what it really means is companies today really are in business to do more than simply make money. And so that was the whole concept of the triple bottom line. And then finally, Ken Blanchard had a really interesting experience at the DMV, and I hope that you found some of those things interesting. The key point I want you to take away with that is the comment that was made about the DMV director saw that his job was to reorganize his department or his DMV on a minute's notice. And if you think about the customer focus that you use whenever you do that, that's really a great process. And maybe that's something that you can apply in the businesses that you are in and the departments that you run. Okay? So that was Lesson 3. Lesson 4 starts off with a discussion board question that always invokes a lot of great discussion. And that is the question, is leadership caught or is it taught? So is leadership something that you learn, or is it something that you're born with? I'll be interested to see and to hear the discussions that happen on that one. And then the second thing you do this week is the second memo exercise. Remember the first one, define for your people what servant leadership is all about. Now the second one talks about why servant leadership. Remember, anytime in change management that you make some changes, not only do you need to define what the change is, but you need to define why the change is happening. And that is an important concept because if you don't define why for them, they'll define it for you. So again, make sure on this one that you don't get too much information. You're not talking about what again. Maybe you recap it a little bit at the start. But this is really a why question this week, okay? And then finally, the assignment this week talks about moral viruses, destructive emotions, the experiential triangle, and really this is all about alignment and how servant leaderships are just a little, servant leaders are just a little bit different in the way that they approach things. And so pay particular attention to these. I hope you find some interesting conversations amongst yourselves maybe. Maybe you can even invoke some of this in some of the discussion boards as well, even though it's an assignment. But really the moral viruses, as you read this part in the reading from Moral Intelligence 2.0, I am sure you're going to have some experiences that you've realized in your careers. All right? Hope you have a great week. We'll still be over here for a little while longer, but if you need me, make sure you reach out and contact me. Keep studying, study hard. Talk to you soon. Bye.